My mug's in the dishwasher.
Oh. Last night, the thing was filled with vodka for an hour as I sat here waiting for it to start. And then slowly I realized this is like being stood up at Applebee's or something. I was like, oh, this is sad.
So, and this whole part's going to make into the edit before I even do the intro. I was so dead tired yesterday.
This is
by
me.
the time Liam just kept fighting sleep. And yeah, if I was like, by the time it was done, I just knew, like, I was like, all right, let's go. And then he started going again. I was like, all right. You have to reschedule.
I was sitting here going, this isn't going to happen, is it?
Well, I mean, this whole thing's full of vodka.
I could feel it. Yeah, no. Now I'm on the Gatorade Zero. There you go.
Well,
the blue Monday one, right? Night.
The blue one?
No, my daughter drank the whole blue one. I'm left with raspberry or whatever.
Ugh,
no. I bought that for her.
So we're gonna. I'll do a formal introduction now. A minute into the video, it's all right. We don't have to have any kind of second.
That was just a cold open.
That was a cold open.
Yeah.
It's just funny as like The Office.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. So everybody, welcome to Talkin Overtime. That is Brian, Kero Wack, and I'm Bill.
I actually brought my mug.
No, literally, this is just this is 18 ounces of vodka. No carbs.
No carbs.
By the
end of the episode, no thoughts.
Could you imagine? All right. No, people have probably done this. This is even before the episode. Could you imagine going into like work or school or anything along those lines with a water bottle full of vodka? Don't get any ideas. I don't think it'll make your day any better. Like, what would you be able to accomplish? Isn't this like a full bottle?
I have worked with people who have done it. And that's all I'm going to say.
That's smooth.
And I'm not saying it's my current job. I'm just saying I've worked with people. Yeah.
I just can't imagine it. So we have the Wheel of Illusion, where roughly we get about 3 topics in for 30-ish minutes of talking. Let's get the wheel going because
try to cram mask on there, but there's how many mask topics are there?
Well,
we can deal with every week,
There's going to be mask topics. There's going to be other topics too. That's what this show is. If you don't like it, I don't know. Don't watch it.
I guess there are other videos.
Make a suggestion for a wheel topic as well, and we'll get it on the wheel here.
Yeah, if they don't want to watch this, you can watch all the other mask videos that are out there right now.
There's more popping up. Not as good as
it seems like there's a little bit of a bump lately.
Mine are the best objectively.
Right. I am good on all but 2 of these.
No, there's actually a lot popping up, but it's good to see. I'm just glad that there's more.
So like Transformers customs have been coming up lately, which like obviously that idea is, I had it. I'm sure a million people have had it. It's natural. The same company owns both licenses. It's just like a match made in heaven. That just won't happen.
Well, yeah, we can look back when you trademarked that.
I should have.
No, it's a really cool dynamic. I wish I had the ability to do the actual,
the ones he's doing. He's just repainting Transformers and like messing with the heads. So like it's not something that's above you. It's just he's the guy that decided I'm doing it. I mean he's doing a great job. So
yeah, that's the difference between me doing it and somebody else doing it.
Crayons.
Yeah, it's a little bit different there. So hopefully by now you've had a chance to read over the options on the wheel here. Yep. If you're watching, again, suggest topics. We usually hit 3, so 3 come off the wheel. We can talk about anything you want. In the grand scheme of things, that Brian and I at least know what it is. So here we are here, and we're going to spin the wheel and see what we get. I'm hoping for movie tickets.
Me too.
Oh,
All right, this has been on for a little while.
Yeah, too much versus not enough. I think this was one that you suggested. So
Yeah, what I meant by this was there are certain brands like Transformers, Masters of the Universe, even G.I. Joe right now, that people who collect stuff in the 80s are like, nostalgia collectors, like we seem to like be surrounded by. They have like a flood of product. Like you can go to Target and find He-Man mini guys, the He-Man line. You can see Transformers
I just
everywhere.
saw those the other day. Yeah, I was like,
Yep. Everywhere.
a
Funko
little
Pops.
Skeletor with Panther, and yeah, there's like all this stuff. Yeah,
Funko Pops. And then you have fan bases like Mask, Centurions, Brave Star. I mean, if you're into wrestling, there's 5,000 Bionic 6. There's like 5,000 wrestling figures everywhere I go. Like there's a disparity between the stuff that's popular and like Pokemon like is everywhere. Like the stuff I'm seeing is everywhere. But I want to know, like, is it better to be a Mask fan and be able to like reasonably collect something and spend it and kind of get it all at some price? I mean, right now they're high, but there's like an end point where, like, if I'm a He-Man collector, at some point I'm just like drowning in plastic, and what don't I collect? You have to like draw the line, and I feel like Transformers collectors have almost the opposite problem of us, and I'd rather be a Mask fan than a Transformer diehard because that's thousands of dollars. I don't know how to justify that to my wife who wants to live in the house
and feed your children.
And yeah, give my kids some food sometimes.
No, it's actually, as starving as we are, not your children, because
because I decided not to be a Transformers.
It's a good point to bring up because there is a finite. Well, I mean, except for the playful line, because I still don't have an actual number on that, but there's this, there's this, and there's this. Now we don't know all of the kites and all the drinkware and everything else that it came on, but if you're collecting the toy line, A to Z is lined up and that's it.
Yeah.
So in a sense that is good, but I don't know anybody, like, there are people out there that just have like some mass toys and that's all they have.
I think that's the majority of toy collectors have a couple of mass toys and that's it. I don't think everybody goes for all four. I don't even have all four series. I never want to own a split second. So I think most people want like Rhino, Thunderhawk, Jackhammer's pretty popular, Condor.
I think the fundamental problem is, and you can see behind me here, is that there's other things that are important to you too. And there are some collectors that will focus primarily on one thing. And I know that.
Yeah.
Sure. Andy, who I've talked to on the show in the past, he brought up, he's like, I used to collect other things too, but I just wanted to focus on masks. So he
was the prototype guy, right?
Yeah, correct. It's, you have to make that decision at some point so you can go into that realm too of prototypes and all these other
elements. That's where it gets really rich. I mean, I don't know. I'm blanking on his name. Is it Bjorn, who has like all the animated cells from like basically the whole show? Every time he posts something, I'm like, oh my God, this guy's got everything. Like,
I don't know where he's finding.
He must have a connection, a secret stash, pictures of somebody to blackmail. Because
I'm glad that somebody as diehard as him though has them, and it's not sitting in, John Smith. If you're John Smith, I'm sorry, but if John Smith, he's
as passionate as a Mask fan as you get. Yeah, John Smith, who just sticks them under the newspapers from like when the Detroit Tigers won the World Series or something.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. They won one.
Man, I got to do research on that now.
Did they win in '84? I think they won in '84.
I literally I couldn't even tell you.
I don't know. Put a little note next to me saying if I was right or wrong.
I will. You got it.
It's not like Kansas City, you idiot.
No, it's so I have some of the Origins Masters. Like, this is my Masters collection here, and Grayskull's up here this way.
Yep.
You can see the legs of.
Those are my vintage. You can see Grayskull down there.
You can see that I have the Origins Panther and Battle Cat there because they don't fit in here. And this is it. I do have a couple Origins, but I'm not going out and getting Ninja and
no.
I don't need
I'm looking for the new Merman. There's two versions now. I'm looking for the new one that's going to come out in a couple months. And I want Zodak. And I passed on a couple that I didn't have. You know what it is? My Origins have kind of become my daughter's toys because I left them low and they liked them. And since I already have them in vintage, I didn't have the incentive to be like, don't play with those. But like He-Man guys, right now, they're just like, there's statues, there's Funko Pops, there's mini mates, there's like these little vinyl ones. Like, did they get every one of them? How many freaking stinkors can you have? Like 20? At some point, your room's gonna rip.
Wonder if they'll make a cologne.
Yeah, they should. They made a Mossman soap. I used to have it. That's how big a geek I am. I had a Mossman soap. It was actually like branded by He-Man, and you smell like Mossman. It was basically Irish Spring.
That's.
I
vaguely remember that now, and I probably had it as well. But I hope I want a licensed Stinkor.
Yeah, please.
Cologne. What is that? It's just a ammonia bomb, isn't it? Is that all?
Yeah, I was just saying the other day, no, it's patchouli oil. Is Stinkor. They cooked like patchouli oil into the plastic, and my mom, I'm telling you, I had Stinkor for like a day. I can't remember ever playing with him. I think my mom chucked him because he ripped up the whole house in like this stink. And patchouli oil is gross.
I probably had them, and it was probably the same effect.
Oh, it smelled.
But your points, it's hard to say because, I mean, if Hasbro ever did anything, we've talked about this before. Yeah, I buy everything they put out, and maybe it is a kind of a small blessing over the years where you could focus on certain items and certain things that you wanted to get out of the line versus if I'm a Masters collector and I'm diehard into it. You've had the original line, the other version of He-Man where it was like an outer space. If you got into
the new adventures, then you had the 2000X.
Yeah, 2000X, the classics, that went on forever. And they're probably still going on.
I did the math on the classics. You would have had to spend like $10,000 by the end of that line.
I have
like
the original.
It was with the shipping. They got so expensive towards the end.
Yeah, I have the original He-Man back there from that line.
I collected right through Fisto, and then I sold them because it was just I could see there was no light at the end of the tunnel. It was just going to keep going forever.
Yeah,
and again, that's a problem I'm talking about. There's a point where it's like I don't want to live like I don't want to feel like my toys are like becoming like, they're drowning me down here.
Well, I don't think drowning is it's a good way of describing it. I don't think they're going to, because I think you have control over what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But some people don't. And whether or not you have room to display what you're collecting, it might just pile up. Is that worth it in the end too? Is it worth it to just kind of stash things?
When you look at a Transformer collection, it's just white noise. There's 5,000 robots on a shelf, and it's just like nothing is appreciated. Where like I like to keep like 2 or 3 things on a shelf, just so I'm not a wall of stuff.
I have 8 Transformers, so
I have that. I have a Deltoff, and that's what it stays.
Yeah, mine's.
I told myself when the Deltoff is full, I'm done collecting Transformers, and it is. It's done.
Yeah, I mean it's also a good way of thinking about it too, where you can set yourself limits there too. If you're lucky enough to have space to be able to display a collection in a house or an apartment, set limits. If it's something that you're thinking about where it's overwhelming you, set a limit for something. What I have here, like it's limiting, and you go up like how you can display
You're,
it.
you're at the point where you have to make choices on what you actually are going to buy because.
But I haven't. Yeah, I haven't purchased anything in a while, and I don't know if you can see it, but like this shelf here, you can kind of see the reflection. But like, there's a shelf here that has DC and Marvel figures mixed.
Oh my God, you're crossing universes like my little brother.
And up here, but like I made a decision to not fully collect all the DC Universe figures because there's 10,000 of them.
That's another line that if you got into that
Marvel Legends and everything else, like I
get Marvel Legends. Imagine, if you're a Marvel fan, you could spend thousands of dollars a year, and they have like 50 Iron Mans. Like at some point, you have to like pick and choose.
So yeah, and that's part of it. My top shelf there is a mix of like higher end figures, and then the middle shelf there is Legends, Batman the Animated Series, classics, Legends. It's a weird mix. It's a mix that most people wouldn't have, but I was starting to collect them, and I said, this is too much.
Yeah,
scaling back the ones I really want, and that was it. And then I started focusing more on, the mask side of things. So I don't know if you're a collector, and this is going out to the audience here, not to you.
No, I get it. I'm good at it. I figured out when you're not talking to me.
Only your suggestion. Yeah, I don't. It doesn't actually matter what you do. I'm kidding, of course. But no, what do you think? Is there too much? And is it something that you feel that you maybe have an issue with, where you over collect, or think about what Brian said too. As a mask fan, are you grateful that you have a finite level of what you can get? It is something to think about. I think it's a deeper thought discussion too, but I like the concept on that. So we might have to like revisit that one on a future episode.
I mean, there's so many different avenues of the conversation.
Yeah, no, that could be an episode by itself. Just if we did just left the wheel out. What do we got?
It should go to fan bases. That's a natural segue.
Another one of your choices here: hunting versus buying online.
Yeah, keep coming up my suggestions.
Well, I'll start it off, just because. Why not? So my primary collection, I have to get most of it online. There are some things that I could find in stores, but it was very rare. The things I do find, I sent you guys in our group chat. Hey, look, my wife got me Panther from Target. Yeah. It was really cool. Like, she's like, do you need this or want it? I was like, yeah. Although now there's one with like hair on it.
Yeah, the Walmart one has flocking.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I don't have that one.
I got the no hair one. Yeah. What the flock?
But no, like the whole principle of it is, hey, you know what? I wasn't expecting to get a Panther today. So every so often, if I need to get out of the house for a couple minutes, where I might run to Walmart or Target, and that's pretty much what you have. I do have a really great collectible shop right down the road for me, but they don't have a lot of what I primarily collect. They have a lot of Transformers, a lot of Joes, and some newer stuff too. But
Star Wars.
For the most part, it's nothing that I'm really going to be, going to buy. Like, I'll go and look and hang out for a little bit.
I do that a lot when I was back into going to antique stores around here. I would always just go look, knowing I'm probably not interested in any of it, but I just like looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, oh look, I remember this X-Men figure. I remember. Look, I remember this.
Yeah, Robo Force. Yep.
Man, figure. What you doing back there? What you doing?
That kid hates this show.
She just like try to like rip the door off.
Great. Now I can't let my kids watch it. There's a cat in it. They'll ask me for one.
No, I've tried to really get excited about hunting in the wild, but it doesn't work for me. I don't have that.
It used to be fun. It did. It used to be fun.
No, it did used to be fun. I fully admit that. Like there'd be times when I come home after being in the car for an hour, I'd stop at the Toys R Us just to stop and
like
not think about it. Like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, just walking around going, oh, cool. I didn't know they had those Ninja Turtles. Oh, cool. I didn't know about those or whatever.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean I had to buy it, but it was nice to see and to experience and do whatever. But it without that option, it's kind of lost. Like
it's just become frustrating more than anything. You go there and there's the shelves are empty, and like if you really want something that's only available on a store shelf, you're like most of the time disappointed. Yeah. I used to go to Toys R Us like right around the time the 25th GI Joes came out. I would walk into Target, Toys R Us, and you would always be like, "Oh, the new wave," or "Oh, this," and they were loaded, and it felt like you were like 10, and you're like, "Oh, I'm taking this, awesome." They'd be clearing stuff.
Yeah, no, the stores near me right now are finally getting the real Ghostbusters remakes in.
Yeah, like we have them now at Walmart, flooding the shelves because whoever bought them.
Yeah, that one guy bought them all.
Yeah, that guy.
And no, like. But I was like,
does every Target buy you have 15 He-Mans and 15 Skeletors?
Yes.
That's all we have. 15 He-Man, 15 Skeletors, about 5 Battle Cats, and a bunch of random stuff that has nothing to do with anything. But it used to be fun. Yeah. It used to be stock. Now you're like fighting with people, and like when you go to Target, like the NECA section's better than it used to be, but there are people that like want these Ninja Turtles box sets and they're just coming up dry all the time. It's not fun anymore. Like I have 2 kids. I want to press a button and be like, oh, good, it's going to be here on that day, and I paid for it, and it's good. Because hunting now is just, I feel like I'm wasting gas.
And that's part of the, this dynamic that we have to think about too is the time.
And the time.
Time wasted. There's Iris making an appearance. What are you doing? Play on Boulder Hill?
Looking for that questionable playful figure you got.
she's playing with Boulder Hill back there. But think about the time spent looking and driving these places, and especially during the past year, where if you're doing this, you're for the most part risking getting sick.
I was driving to Walmart a lot during quarantine time, just by myself. I was.
No, and that's
just because I was like, I'm in the household. I'm stuck in this house. I had to get out of here.
Yeah, you needed something.
And that was the place. I'm like, well, maybe they have those WWF He-Man guys, which again, I sold the whole collection I had because finding them, and they're only really available in stores, finding them is like a headache. So I don't want to be bothered. I don't want a headache. I want this to be fun.
But then, if you go back, so if you're looking for, let's say you're looking for some of the new Origins figures, like I want to get the Orko figure.
I've never seen him in stores.
I've never seen it in stores, and on Amazon it's like $40.
I got him off of Walmart just because somebody put it up on Twitter that it was like available, and I got him for retail.
Yeah, I haven't found
months ago.
I haven't seen it at retail price points in a while, and you froze on a good shot.
You froze. Am I back?
I was fine.
No, you look frozen.
Great. It might be fine in the recording, but no, I'm not spending $40 on it. I didn't even spend $40 on reacquiring my Orko after our dog Bauer ate my original.
That thing is like Anakin Skywalker before he got stuck in that stupid dark costume.
No, he's seen better days.
What happened to Padme?
He hates sand too, by the way.
Yeah, hates sand.
No, we didn't have like at the point we were at the old house and my collection wasn't behind anything to protect it. And Orko was on one of the lower shelves. He ate the hat, he ate the zip thing, and he ripped this, he just tore them apart. So like when I had to replace it, it was like $18 for an original Orko.
Maybe he actually sat through an episode and he realized Orko sucks.
But no, everything else was exposed. He wants straight to Orko.
Your dog took his whole day out on Orko.
But I still have it because it's my original. But now it's got playware.
Yeah, now it's playware.
I don't know. You have to then pay. You have to pay.
Basically, hunting sucks.
It does, unless you're at a toy show or anything. Yeah.
I love going to places, but I'm not looking. I'm not going to sit there and try Walmart 10 times in hopes that I get the figure I want. It's just that's done.
At a toy show, it's great, or a convention or anything along those lines. You have everything in one, under one roof, but you're still going to pay those higher price points that you might find on eBay. Which does
RetroCon have toy booths and stuff there?
Yeah, that's one of the main.
I'm sure this year. I'm sure this year you're going to see price tags that are like blowing your eyes out.
I hope that it's at least reasonable. Like I know that people that buy and sell this stuff, I don't know how it affected them in the grand scheme of things. And if you're a reseller, let us know in the comments. But if there's something that I'm looking for, I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll pay that price because I'm here. Like that's where I found this. I have the mask blanket, the comforter.
Yeah, I like to grab something when I go to those things. Just I'm not going to
lunchbox. I spent like $30, and I got a comforter and a lunchbox. I was ready for.
Yeah, but you can live with that. That's not like spend $100.
Yeah, I was ready for 1985. I was ready to go.
Ready for a sleepover in 1985.
Yeah, I still have. I'm still afraid to open the thermos up. So that might be an episode by itself. Actually, it's just a weird dynamic with all this. Collecting, you're going to collect the way you do. Some people have insights into people that have larger amounts of collection of something where they can pick and choose from and kind of piece it together and able to build their collections up. Some people can only work off of eBay because that's the best.
Yeah, I've never really had an issue with eBay. eBay always worked for me, and I get great deals. Like these guys I showed a little earlier, those McDonald's figures behind me. Mm-hmm. They were like $20 a pop, shipped. They weren't expensive. If I walked into a thrift store and saw them for $20 each, I would just buy them all. And I did.
Oh.
I had some money in my PayPal account. I figured that's what I'm wasting it on. Mayor McCheese.
Well, I mean, it ties back into your.
I'm wearing a Krusty Burger shirt. So.
What are some of the slogans from Krusty Burger?
I don't. This one says over dozens sold.
I'm trying to remember some of them. Some of them are great.
Krusty Burger, man. I should have ate there when I went down south.
There was an actual Krusty Burger?
Yeah, you can eat a Krusty Burger. Except I just got done eating at the Leaky Cauldron, so I was full.
Oh, when you were down in Orlando?
Harry Potter World. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, not like a real location. You have to be in.
Yeah. I was like, there's probably some copyright issues.
No, please.
Well, we're at about 30 minutes on two topics. So, so we're going to stop there for the topics on the wheel. But let's talk about a little bit some of your artwork that you're working on. I saw a sneak peek of something that you're doing, but what are you currently working on as of May 3rd? Like what are some of
May 3rd? Well, I'm on a kick where personally for the stuff I'm just drawing for fun, I'm on a kick where I take like a vintage comic book cover and like the feel of it and just make it like I took today. I took a G.I. Joe, I took Gung Ho, Crocmaster, and a couple others, and just kind of made it like if this comic had existed. The comics never existed. It was just like something for fun. And I love there's a Twitter account called Spinner Rack, and I just like old comic book covers. They're so much nicer than the new ones. If you go to
old comic book covers are amazing.
If you go to a comic book store now, I'm not saying the art's not good. I'm not bashing any of the artists. I'm just saying the colors back then, like, would catch your eye from a mile away. And now you walk into a comic store, it's all muted, golds, CGI looking, Photoshoppy stuff. Like back in the day, it was just things used to kick you in the teeth with color. So I did one for G.I. Joe. I did one for Moss Man because I felt like drawing Moss Man versus Stinkor. There's another Stinkor reference. The episode of Stinkor, I guess. And now I'm working on a mask one just because how am I not going to throw a mask in there?
It's understandable. One of my favorite comic book covers is Batman 227. It's the demon on Gotham's mansion, where it's got the silhouette of Batman with the moon behind him.
I'm sure if I saw it, I'd be like, hey, I know that one.
I'll put it in the video here too. But if you look it up, it says on the cover it has extra Robin.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, if you go back to like the 70s and just look at a Luke Cage and Iron Fist cover of any random issue, it's better than any cover that's on a newsstand today all month long. There was a way to do it. They had a better composition, like art wise, everything was just so much better.
Yeah, so the ones I have up here are some like first editions of like Silver Age, like Scarecrow and Riddler. I love anything from the 60s through like the very early 90s. I'm a sucker for Mr. Freeze. Obviously, if I could afford the first appearances, that'd be great, but that's not where I'm at in life. But I like the covers on these because you can judge a book by its cover sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes you can with a comic.
With comics, you usually can.
And you could have a great story, but if the cover's not enticing back then,
to me, comics are 20% about
know?
art. Yeah,
it was word of mouth for the most part. So yeah, that's kind of where you're going to be out there. When can we expect the mask one to be done?
It all depends on commission stuff. Right now, I do 6 pages a month for a comic project I'm a part of, and that it's paying me and it's going to be actually published. So I've been focusing on that, but I am caught up currently, so that's why I started cracking out some of these. And I have a couple of things to do for other people this week, but you know me, it'll probably be done by tomorrow.
Well, it's a little after 9:00 right now Eastern time, so you'll probably have it done by 10.
Yeah, that's the way I work. I'm doing something from one of my wife's friends right now. By like Thursday, I'm sure I'll be done with it.
Well, I saw the title of it. I won't give anything away, but I'm interested to see what you got lined up for that.
It's the wackiest one of all. It doesn't make sense at all.
Well, Iris understand it?
Yeah, the cat might.
Okay.
The only animals that can understand it are cats.
Not even humans.
No humans. This one's for cats.
Oh, at least Darcy will be happy then.
Oh yeah, she'll be thrilled. Oh my God, cats! Ah!
Was that
was that my Darcy impersonation? I guess it was. Ah! All right, there it is. Sorry, Darcy. I'll work on that. I got a pretty decent Mickey Mouse, so I'll save that for next time.
Well, thanks for joining me again, sir. This is episode 15. We're a little off schedule, but we're gonna keep cranking them out the best we can here. Get back on track. Life sometimes throws,
Yep. Like last night when I was stood up and all I wanted to do was drink this vodka and talk to you.
I tried those before. What do you? They're not bad. They're
the best. It's not what's in here though.
I was like, wow, I'm actually kind of surprised on this.
Yeah, they're really good.
And I've only gotten through half of this bottle of vodka.
Yeah, so you're really good. You got a strong tolerance.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit the video now, so I'll probably be some mistakes in it.
Yeah, I edit better after I've had a few.
Yeah. I don't know who says that, but
that's
that's fantastic. Actually, you might like your work more after that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you drink, you're gonna love my art.
Hey, Iris, come on. It's a kid's show.
I hope she finishes off Orko. Just get the job done. Finish off what Baxter couldn't.
Baxter?
Isn't that the name of the dog?
Power.
Oh, that was close.
Oh, yeah, you got the B right.
That was close.
We're going to end on that
Power.
note there.
All right.
So for Brian and Orko and Iris, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching Talkin Overtime. And remember, if you have a topic that you would like us to talk about or attempt to talk about, feel free to let us know.
Yeah, please. I can't think of any more wheel topics, God.
Well, they'll keep coming.
I'm like boxers versus briefs. I don't know.
Or boxers versus briefs versus commando. It's a great topic.
There it is.
If that comes up, so stay tuned for that. But thanks again, everybody. We really do appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.